Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. This is our Path of the Damned Herald run, episode 92, I think.
A light's foot and an heavy bullet, I cap.
Well, if you
We are
insist.
in Ashen Maw,
Hope that
looking
helps.
around, trying to find the leaders so that we can maybe not have to kill all of the fucking Rathans. I don't really have a
There's
issue
something over there.
killing the Rathans. Just trying not to, so.
Of course.
Okay. Well. Again, trying to not have to kill all of the
Will my
Rathans.
eyes be open?
Jeez. Jeez Louise.
Ishi, now is not the time to start molting. I'm stressed too.
That's funny, actually. Addendum. He wades in fire. Or he waits in fire.
Look,
Okay, maybe we go to the Ancients. I thought we came here and then they sent us to the Ancients, but it might be the other way around. So, again, I'm just trying to play the generally good guy and not kill all of the people I come across. So, let's head over here, see if we can't find... There's someone, if I'm remembering correctly, there's someone who's like, okay, we'll work together, you know? But, not finding them yet.
up ahead. Careful. Look. Careful.
And here we go. Oh.
Great.
Death to those
Again, probably gonna start out like this.
Madik. I need to try
Still
something
got
else.
it.
Yeah, that's good.
Craved a feeling.
Siamas me tomb.
You need something?
Stand together. It's no use.
The pleasure is mine.
Azarip!
You be owing me that
What
trick.
the fuck?
Siamas
Fucking
me
Zarup just like ganked me.
Death to those
This is
who
horseshit.
oppose the republics.
Still got it.
Nice. Easy peasy.
Speak your mind. That will do, I say.
out my wheelhouse, friend.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Alright, alright. And... Oh! What?
felt stronger than the first.
It is not just the mountain that awakens. We disturb the fires of Magran herself.
Oh, look.
Oh, I think that were a person, Cap. Ugh. That too?
A haze of soul essence sifts up like smoke from a corpse scored with heavy claw marks. Oddly, no blood pools beneath the body. The wounds have been cauterized. Reach for the soul. Hot to the touch, the essence slowly wafts through your fingers. Then you're tumbling down into the feverish sensation of a soul reed. You're a great champion, a Goliath among giants, your chest tight with pride, and now something darker, a strange dread. It flickers inside of you like the fires of a waking forge because you know you too are soon to be tempered as you stare down upon the distant god, the defiler your brothers and sisters died to defeat but could not, who now gluts on the Adra spire, striking plans against Magran. The iron chains that suspend the bridge beneath your feet drip blood and sweat, weeping. The maw spans below, battered by the invader, the jagged keep now ever more apt in name. Cut a path to the spire and could not be stopped, drink deeply from so many of you. The Brinthis watches beside you. She is fierce and will know what to do. She can hear Magran within the flames. Without further delay, she hastens you into the dragon's lair. Call the beast, and will ride with you into the assault. Inside the cavern is dark and simmering. The Brinthis rushes ahead of you despite your barked warning. Something is wrong. The heat roils against your skin, a whisper of death, dangerous rather than comforting. The Defiler god has riled the dragon. The Brinthis has raised her torque high as if to collar the dragon, the light of it shining her helm in the darkness. She is thundering. The time has come, Jada. Submit to Magran's will. The walls rumble from a sudden earthquake. No, from the beast's laughter. Shadow looms to your left, then scalding claws punch through your skin.
You need something? Naturally.
Fuck with dragons.
Indeed.
Huh. Oh, well. Hey, what's up?
If it has survived this long near the keep, we may be able to reason with it.
A creature of smoke and scales, embers and talons looms up from the darkness. Her back and ribs gleam luridly, red as the lake of fire that laps at her feet. She hisses, the sound like rocks grating together in her throat, and though her peeled back lips form no words you understand.
Who comes now to stoke the flames of chaos further?
Holy shit, that's a scurry dragon. Dragon! Where's Jake when you need him?
Have I not yet feasted enough? I suppose I can make room for another.
Start with the bird. He's been complaining ever since we arrived.
Maya glares down at Ashiza, who cocks his head at her. A dry laugh crackles from the dragon's thick-scaled throat. Wait, I have no intent to fight you.
An easy meal is still a meal, is it not?
Not an easy meal. Shh. The beast stretches her smoldering neck out as she chuffs.
Squeal and scurry, or do not. I will suckle the marrow from your bones regardless soon enough.
On one hand, I just want to kill the f***ing dragon. Is there any bonus for killing the dragon? Do I get a weapon? Do I get anything? Haha. Huh. All right. Like we're probably. Can you suckle anything without lips? I don't know. Rathan failed to honor your magnificence, but I honor my service with humility, O Great One.
Do you now? And what need would one so ancient as I have for one so tender as you?
Let's put it this way. I have a soft spot for dragons, and I would rather leave you alive here when I leave. She settles her large body slightly lower into the magma.
Or perhaps you are a tough one. Tougher than these Rathun.
I don't know that that's true. I don't know that the magma dragon is really going to be too terribly upset if the volcano erupts. Why did the Rathun summon you during Aoth's invasion?
We struck a deal. Eons ago. I did with a wily Brenthis. It's true these Rathun fed me exquisitely for so long. But today, they sought my wings like a firestorm to battle. My fangs like hot spears to pierce a god.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
I am the heart of the fire. I cannot be controlled. Not by a giant's weak will, and not by a sputtering trinket. The Rathun forged their deal when I was but a hatchling. Now no one controls me. And I would never fight a god for fools.
One call to duty in centuries, and you are too cowardly to answer it.
Yep.
Pathetic.
Yep. The dragon snorts smoke from her spout. Snout. Ugh. I'll get it eventually. You tricked the Rathun.
Indeed, I did. But you seem far more clever.
Yeah, I kind of want to fight this dragon just to fucking fight that dragon. But again, I try to have I have this policy in Pillars where I avoid killing dragons because they're like these super rare, really cool creatures, you know? Unless they give me something. I must reach Aothis in the depths of the maw.
You think to ride me, the great firestorm in the moor, to meet a blustering god?
The massive beast's chuckles roll out like thunder, but acrid smoke puffs from her nostrils, underscoring her anger.
If the Rathun could not tame me, why should a little wretch like you fare better?
You know of a physical path to the lower reaches of the maw or not? Slowly, she flexes her wings. They sizzle and pop, nearly steaming.
I shall tell you this much, if only to keep you from my wings. Your path to Aethus lies through Margren, through her shrine within the Rathun's keep. Igniting Margren's shrine lowers it into the moor, so that a Brenthis may worship before the Ardra pillar. See?
How can I ignite the shrine to Margren in the Rathun's keep?
Why, I believe the Brenthis has the means you seek. A certain talk that she tried to wield against me.
Dada Fairlost the Ancient laves the tip of an incisor with her tongue.
Sadly for her, its power could not hold a flame to mine.
Ruh-roh.
But as it was the Brenthis' last sacrificial offering to me, You understand why I shall not allow it to be stolen.
Jesus, this dragon is an ass. The dragon spreads her wings possessively over her horde, scaled throat rumbling a growl. We can just mind fuck the dragon. You're clever to covet a sacred relic of Magran's. Her power over fire is supreme, after all.
Cherish one of Margran's abject trinkets? I do no such thing, wretch. I care nothing for her trifles.
They are predisposed to be assholes, absolutely.
Take it. I have no care for the talk or the corpse.
Magran would do anything to stop Aethys. If she erupts this volcano, you'll be destroyed along with it.
Should I believe the wretched words of a trespasser in my den?
Yes?
Even were it so, the fire feeds me. It can cause me no harm.
Resolve. Stubborn creature, your obstinance would see you dead. Allow mine to see that you live.
I suppose.
He rumbles in thought.
I slumbered for ages and felt restless for longer. It shall be good to stretch my wings, to hunt. I fly.
Alright. With a great heave, she slogs her body from the magma and takes to the sky. So far, dragons in this game, I am 2 for 2 in not having to fight them. Hey! Bye, Felicia! Aldrich Blade of Captain Crow. 10 shock damage to target on critical hit, plus 10 damage as shock. That's pretty good. The wielder gains 8 health on critical hit. Hello! You going to bed? Right, fine. Love you. Have a good night. Aldrich the Green, a humble blacksmith's apprentice, fashioned this beautiful saber. The blade was polished steel and the basket hilt made from a jackdaw with feathers silky and black as jet. He presented it as a wedding gift to his betrothed, Liala? I don't know. A druid of storms. On their wedding day, Aldrich presented his beloved with the weapon. After the vows, Liela imbued the blade with the power of storms, etching her husband's name along the fuller in glowing green runes. The celebration was short-lived. Under a blackened sky, the procession came under attack by the dreaded Captain Crow, commander of the Storm Raven, and his band of cutthroats. Liela attempted to defend her beloved, but she and Aldrich were cut down. The buccaneers sacked the wedding and killed all who resisted. In the years that followed, Captain Crow used the blade of Aldrich to cut a bloody swath through the Deadfire, killing and plundering, wielding the weapon's lightning with abandon. The saber's powers, unchecked by its cruel wielder, eventually scorched the feathers and flesh from the jackdaw, and stained the blade of its victims in its victims' blackened blood. So we can do Blood Honed. 10% of hits converted to crits. That's a really great sword. Like, 10% additional damage is sock, just 10 flat damage on a crit hit, health gain on a crit hit, and 10% of hits converted to crits. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. That's a really good weapon. Legitimately.
Yours to command, Captain.
Ajamut's Stalking Cloak. +1 perception, +2 stealth. Nice. 5% damage to weapon attacks made from stealth, 5% accuracy to weapon attacks made from stealth. Attacks made from stealth stun the target. Ajamut's life was one of sacrifice. As the matron huntress, it fell to her to feed her nomadic tribe. In order to provide, she lived apart, tirelessly stalking the herds. Her tribe followed, always one horizon behind, so as not to disturb the hunt. When the tribe saw the glow of a distant fire, they knew their huntress had made a kill and moved forward. Arriving at the dying coals, they would find a fresh carcass, trussed and dressed. Ajimut had invariably moved on. Ajimut was known for her ability to soundlessly approach her quarry and strike with deadly precision. The howling winds and the bitter cold offered few second chances. This cloak helped conceal her, both on open tundra and under dark forests, as its subtle pattern distinguished her silhouette from even the most keen-eyed of prey. Got... Absolutely, I'll put that on her. Fun. That
What do
actually
you think,
allows
Ishi?
me to keep my perception at 20 and swap over to this.
You have my attention.
Of course.
The closer you near to the dimly lit essence that smolders over the Rathun's burnt corpse, the stronger you feel the soul's flickering confusion and grief. Ashen, crooked fingers clutch a still flaming torque, grasping the relic tightly even in death. Reach for the soul. Rather than falling face forward into a vision of the Rathun's final memory, her last thoughts screamed through your mind in a jumble of disjointed words and disbelief.
I am burning! I am burning! I am burning! And it is not in pleasure, not for Mother Margaret. I should have listened when she said nothing. But I was willing to die to reach the Everflame, to sacrifice them and everything to ash, to vanquish the Defiler. And I am burning, but not in the flame. Not with honor and eternity, but for a moment. I am disgraced.
Dig deeper into her final memory.
Who will lay the talk before the Mother to fire the way? Who is left? Who will guard the sacred spire, the Mother's mind? Who will descend the shrine to the Defiler's God's face? Not to these hands that are ashes sifting on a breath that is a last sigh of a wretchedly snuffed life. Not to me and mine. Now she who was blackened and befouled and forsaken by the flames, forsaken by Margran.
Pry the torque from the priestess's hand. Okay. Torque of Bithakten. Eternally burning torque was forged by Magrin and bestowed upon the Rathun as a symbol of their submission to the goddess's will. Bithakten is a Rathun word roughly translating to Everflame. The final flicker, a last swift and violent shuddering, the soul dims and disintegrates.
Kara, it is no problem.
Okie dokie! Jeez Louisa! Like, this is not going well for the old Rathun. What's up, Odie boy? No. Says no. I says no. I says no, no, no. It's Odie Bo. No, no, no. Says no, no, no. He's Odie Bo. No, no, no. To Odie Bo. He's a Bodie ho do do. Yo. He's an Odie Bo. Don't you do it. You stop that. Stop it.
Be careful.
Will my eyes be open?
I kinda wanna just say fuck it.
Careful. Look.
We'll wait until that guy leaves.
Happily.
Can't hide from me.
I'm here.
What's
I'm
that? You have my
trying,
attention.
I'm actively trying to not kill all of the Rathan.
It will be so.
I'm here.
Gonna happen though.
What can I do?
Death take you. It is no use. I cannot get you.
Absolutely.
Speak your mind.
Okay, immediately going to drop this thing.
I suppose it can't be helped.
Kraft a fila feeling.
Okay, that Rathan's about to be dead. That Rathan's about to be dead. That Rathan's dead.
Still
That
got it.
Rathan's about to be dead. Damn.
Stand together!
Almost like y'all should maybe not fucking just be out to kill everything.
Death take
You guys are no longer the big dogs on campus.
I need to try something else.
What's on your mind, cutie?
Fucking oof. That is... I can't get over how strong Maya is, honestly.
See that beauty of a hit, Maya?
Damn.
I'm
Nice job,
listening.
Seraphim.
Aye, aye.
What can I do? Indeed. What can I do?
There. Up ahead.
Alright, I feel like we just fought all those peeps for no reason.
Conflict in the
Ain't not my thing, Sally.
Interesting. Kind of expected everything to just explode on us there. Odie bod, odie bod, bod.
Eyes open.
I sense predator in the water.
Huh. I can't see you, you sneaky bastard.
Death to those who oppose the Republic. Madi,
You see that,
I need to
Ishi?
try something
Damn.
else.
Yes? Certainly.
I was gonna say, where the fuck happened to the elder guy?
How could I miss that badly?
Damn.
I'm here. At once.
What? Be here.
Of course.
Slippery as an eel.
I'll try my best. There you go.
What's in there? Ooh, fire thrower's gloves. +1 all evocation power levels. Cool. Really neat. Please stop putting everything in my inventory. I don't want it. Okay, the hope is
I sense a predator in the water.
I do not know much about volcanoes, but when they keep rumbling like this, that is not good, yes?
Alright, here is Baldur Urkin. And I think this is the person where we can, like, avoid conflict,
I wonder
potentially.
what she thinks of all this. Seeing her creations.
A Rathun warrior stands tall even among his giant brethren. With a stern sweep of his hand, he addresses the soldier at his side.
The Brenthis tarries for too long. Yet only she is fit to fire the shrine. Go and ensure that she returns readily with the ancients.
It would be my honor, Baldur.
Return in victory, Rekir.
Yes, Baldur.
And remember,
The giant sweeps his gaze in your direction. When the warlord spots you, his shoulders stiffen and he reaches for the mace strapped to his back.
you are a bold one to attack us in our own seat of power. I hope you are prepared to die here, for I will soon prostrate you on the altar of Margaret and burn you for her glory.
Or rather, the first two did. I have no quarrel with you, Baldur. I'm here only to speak. I actually think I want to go with the second one. Your warriors let me pass in order to speak with Aethys, or rather, the first two did. The warlord studies you for a few stretched seconds. The ensuing silence is heavy, oppressive beneath the weight of his potential violence.
Given the circumstance, I will hear your reason for being here, but my patience burns quickly, Kith.
His eyes glower brightly from behind his heavy mask.
What is your relation to Aethys, if not to act with him against Margaret?
Berath wills that I intervene with Aethys.
Mere Kith are seldom agents of such a powerful deity. If you have no plans to defend the Defiler God, then we've no quarrel with you, Kith. We are prepared to assault Aethys at the base of the moor.
The warlord gestures to the shrine of Magrin behind him.
The shrine will lower us to the sacred Archipelago, where the embodied god now gluts himself.
I'm gonna see if Baldur Urkin has a special weapon for me. Does not look like he. Doesn't look like he has anything special. Let me through. I'll speak with Aethys and convince him to leave this place.
Even if I believed you, I cannot do such a thing.
He shakes his head, his eyes burn, fiercely intent.
We guard the sacred depths of the moor. None may freely enter. Thus the shrine lies dormant, locked without the talk of Bethacton.
He shoves his shoulders back with pride.
Our high priestess. The Brenthis is the talk's rightful bearer, but she has yet to return to the keep.
I found your Brenthis. She's dead.
Then it is as I feared, and as I felt. Her flames have been extinguished. I do not share the Brenthis' ability to commune with Margaret, but I must believe the goddess would will us to fight. We must make a final stand.
If you assault Aethys, you'll be slaughtered.
To die for Margaret is the greatest honor. We live only to protect the goddess and to serve her will. And Margaret has obliterated Aethys before, has she not?
Technically, she didn't, and that happened with basically like a nuclear warhead, and he was a human. So, you know, a little bit different situation. I have the torque.
To return in victory from the lair of the ancient. I misjudged you. You are one of a kind among Kith. What became of the ancient? Jorda Fairless? Triumph will be nigh impossible without her.
Oh, where to begin? Captain?
My elbows you. The warlord tilts his head as if considering the true meaning to your companion's reaction. Growing distrustful, he tightens his grip on his mace.
You will answer me, Kith, without trickery or lies.
He glowers, impatient. The dragon has forsaken you. He falls silent, the scrawling on his skin flaring hotly.
Indeed. I feared the worst when the Brenthis failed to return with the beast. We've no choice. Despite the odds, we'll attack without either's strength.
He shakes his head, the emotion grave.
If this is to be our last stand, we must prepare ourselves, either for victory
So dumb.
or for sacrifice. Lest Margaret forsake us for our failures. You've earned the right to Fire Shrine with the talk of the Other Flame. But we cannot join you as yet in facing the Defiler.
Yeah, sure, okay, fine, farewell. Have that? You stand before the Shrine of Magrin, goddess of flame and war. Lifting your eyes, fiery motes begin to streak across your vision as you stare into the imposing cast of her likeness. For the span of a single breath, everything falls eerily silent. The Rathan behind you fade away. Flames to either side of you flicker higher, dancing without sound, but the heat is real, licking at your skin. Thin metal groans as Magrin's statue bends her head to you in greeting.
Watcher, the time does not allow for niceties.
Her words flow like lava from her lips, like the trails that burble hotly from her eyes.
Even now, Aethys gains strength from the spire. What progress have you to report?
The Rathan are preparing a final assault against Aethys.
Then they will burn to ash and return to the mud kiln from whence they came.
She leans forward, the copper of her corded arms gleaming from the blustering flames. She tugs her sword free from the plinth, and the entire shrine shudders with heat.
Presently, I shall erupt this volcano, and with it, consume Aethys. I suggest you retreat if you at all value your mortal form.
Do you not care about the Rathan at all?
I formed the Rathum to serve, to ward against Kith in order to safeguard Ukaizo. Now they have served me. Their sacrifice is not without honor, as yours, too, will be.
And this is why Magrin's a piece of shit.
Fare thee on, Watcher. My condolences, should you die.
She inclines her head once more in a stalwart farewell. An avatar of the goddess flashes over the imposing statue before you. As the image fades, her absence leaves the shrine cold and deathly silent. Interact with the shrine. The statue of Magrin towers above you, bloodied and battle-ready. The goddess clutches both sword and shield. At the base of the statue, a rectangular iron-slatted altar rests between two unlit braziers. Examine the altar. The slatted top of the altar has been hammered silver water smooth, except for a single circular groove, notched deep into the center of the slab. Charred bits of metal, leather, and bones are piled in the interior of the circular groove, the remains of prior offerings to the goddess. Place the torque on the altar. The braziers on either side of the altar flare to life, red-hot flames shooting high before settling into a steadier, softer burn within the bowls. Lava eddies beneath iron grating in the floor, heating the soles of your feet while the statue herself seems to wake, metal groaning, rasping as the shrine moves. Let's go! Elevator, activate! Descend into the depths of Ashen Maw. With a squeal of metal against metal, the entire floor drops a stomach-lurching 5 feet. Chains clang like the toll of a bell as they catch, pounding against the time-worn gears. Then the shrine begins steadily lowering into the maw. As the shrine cranks lower into the maw, Aethys' colossal Audra-carved dome, neck, and shoulders slowly emerge into view. This close, the god rises up like a mountain, larger than you ever remember having seen him. Energy vibrates from his massive body. The cacophony of mutterings and shouts from the souls whirling within it slams into you, nearly knocking you from your feet. Ooh. Oh yeah. If I'm remembering correctly, this is a pretty cool scene.
Aye, he'd be big from down here too.
Watcher, I wasn't sure you'd make it. But there is enough of you in me to grasp that you had a better chance than most. Some would say it's because you have a strong soul. Great deeds come easily to one so spiritually blessed. Or have you become great because of what has been thrust upon you? Watcher of Cadnua, Herald of Berath, Hound of Aethys.
Each of us simply does the best we can. My trials have made me who I am.
You have done much in this life, it's true. But if it weren't for your past with Theos, with Iovara, you never would have come down this path.
And?
But you have come a great distance for answers. What would you ask of me, Watcher?
I need to know why you've come back.
You need to know? Or Berath? Or the gods?
After all you've done, I think every creature that lives and breathes on Aora needs to know.
And it would seem even she whose presence shakes the heart of this mountain needs to know.
Ogren is prepared to take drastic measures to stop you.
Margren fears what I will do, just as she feared what I would do in the Deerwood. But this time, there is no power on Aora or in all of hell to stop me. Understand that what I'm saying is neither a boast nor a challenge. It is the clearest statement of truth I can give you, give Berath, in the hopes of dissuading you from taking actions that may harm others.
Oh yeah? Actions that may harm others, right? Oh, right. There's the one who's killed thousands walking from the Deerwood to Deadfire.
Yes. I am sacrificing lives from this generation for the benefit of those who have not yet been born. The other gods may be willing to make similar sacrifices, but they will be in vain. I am going to force gods and mortals alike to open their eyes to one another. And all the powers of hell cannot drive me from this course. It seems my sister does not like the sound of that.
Can you be more specific? What are you trying to do?
I want to return the gods to our original purpose, and to allow mortals to worship us, or ignore us, for what we are, not what we pretend to be. When I entered Widewin, I did so with the intention of illuminating the history of Anguith.
Yep.
I wanted to show all the nations of the Eastern Reach the machines we had used to create ourselves. How we had hidden our true nature from mortals for millennia.
Yep.
But even if I had succeeded, my words would have been easy to deny. Belief creates the foundation upon which a mind's reality is built. Some minds can never let go of that foundation. They would rather hold tight to the world in their mind than accept what they're being told.
That's so, what are you doing this time that'll make a difference? Why is it so important that mortals know that the gods came from the Anguithans, and even your words could be corrupted by the Leaden Key? If that's so, what are you doing this time that will make any difference?
I have not come to speak, to convince, to plead, but to break the foundations of belief itself.
Breaks the cycle.
To extinguish the lights that maintain the illusions we have created. We took on the mantles of gods from legends, and in so doing, made real what was false.
Yep.
Crafted truth from fiction. The time has come for a new covenant between gods and mortals. one forged in the light of truth and understanding between our kind. I will leave this place and go to the lost city the Huana call Ukaizo. It is there that all souls pass through the machines of the gods, where all souls pass into the beyond before beginning their next life.
Yep.
When I reach that place, I will find our great machines and tear them to pieces. I will smash the great wheel until the lights of hell all gutter and die. And when my work is done, I will leave this world forever.
I hope Mogren explodes 2 volcanoes! What?
Both gods and mortals alike rely on the wheel. We depend on it for the souls that give us power. Mortals depend on it for the lives of future generations. Breaking it will force all of us to face the truth. We will fail together or move forward together. Either ending is preferable to the cycle we still find ourselves in.
Oof.
Once again, the gods have put you in a precarious position, Watcher. Considering all the troubles I have put you through, the least I can do is protect you from the wrath Mogren has intended for me.
This doesn't... It's much appreciated.
Don't thank me yet. This will be particularly difficult for you, Watcher.
Fucking A. Fucking A!
Aethys' great hand floats away from the luminous Audra pillar. As it pulls back, for a brief moment you see a golden tether flash into existence between the pillar and the great titan's back. When the Audra fingers gently cradle you, there is first a sensation of warmth, but it is followed by a harsh splitting of consciousness. Your awareness vacillates erratically between the physical world and the spiritual dimension of Aethys' body. Your soul glides amid the many trapped with Aethys. As your brilliant form passes by them, they call and reach out for help. Below Aethys' body, the volcano erupts. Molten rock rushes over the great Audra body, but does not slow its movement. Rathun rush to higher ground, but cannot outpace the lava, which overwhelms and consumes them as it rises.
Warned them.
Your attention returns to the heart of Aethys' body. Deep within the whirling masses of souls, you again sense your own presence, the fragment that was taken from you. This time, you reach out to it as it reaches out to you. You meet somewhere in the great mass of Audra, the rest of the souls fading at the edge of your awareness. We are together again. Are you ready to be together again?
Yes, it's about time.
Are you certain? Since we've parted, you've become someone else, and I have become myself. When we join, we won't be ourselves anymore. Your senses yank back to your body, still in Aethys' hand. There is light, sunlight. He has emerged from Ashen Maw, the rim of the volcano and the great keep of the Rathun collapsing behind him. The Audra is barely visible through the thick lava covering his body, and still, he moves. The ocean is gone, water sucked away, leaving only the bare seabed glistening in an ominous silence. You summon the strength to turn your head. Through the cracks in the great god's fingers, you see a wall of water, taller than Nekataka, taller than Aethys, as tall as the moon. It comes with the rumbling of a terrible stampede. The wave slams into Aethys. His hand closes, protecting you from the devastation. Somewhere in your mind, you hear Andra screaming. You are back inside him, back with yourself.
The gods are not having a good time of it.
Are you still the same Watcher who gave the lost souls of the Deerwood to the strongest of that land? The soul observes you, waiting. I am.
Is that what I did? I don't remember that. I thought I... If that's the... Is that the... Nah, we're just gonna feel it out. I don't care. No, I've changed for the better.
This may be painful then, but I suppose it will be so for both of us. You feel cool air, seawater. The back of your mind pulls your attention back to your body. Aethys stands amid the now calm waves. Kraken futilely clinging to his limbs as he gingerly sets down your ship with one hand. He carefully opens his other, setting your body on the deck. As your head comes to rest, your vision rocks forward, pulled back into the Audra, back to your soul. Some of us is lost to him. Fragments and the empty spaces between them. They will always be a part of him. But we are still us. And it's time for us to go. Together.
Together.
The soul rushes toward you, flying into you with ferocious speed. You are thrust back through the Audra, out of the palm of Aethys' hand, back into your body. You can feel the sensation of your skin, the warmth of the Audra, but you are not fully in control. The other soul struggles to reach the surface of the body's consciousness, but you pull it down. Entangled, you float in a dark, boundless expanse. The more you fight each other, the closer you become, until somehow, impossibly, every piece of you is touching every piece of them. Through the distant window of your eyes, you see Aethys push slowly against your ship. Though his touch is light, it is still the touch of a god. The ship lurches, rapidly tearing across the water southward. His hand pulls away from your ship's wake, his body straightening, towering overhead. The volcanic rock, now cooled and gently steaming, sloughs from his body as he moves. The Audra beneath is still immaculate, unmarred. He watches you depart, and you hear a voice in your mind as you sink deeper into the blackness of sleep.
Tell them what you have witnessed, Watcher. Tell them what is coming.
They are gonna be so mad.
The windows of your eyes retreat into the distance. The fragment of your soul is so close to you in the darkness that you can't tell if its thoughts are separate from your own. Aethys is going to Ukaizo?
Aethys is going to Ukaizo.
He's going to stop the wheel?
Gonna stop the wheel.
Aethys is going to Ukaizo. Aethys is going to Ukaizo. He's going to stop the wheel. The words repeat in your mind until they become an incessant, meaningless mantra. Involuntary meditation in the emptiness of your unconscious. When the words finally dissolve and become part of the darkness, you see a pinpoint of light. You no longer sense the other soul. No longer sense the person you were before Aethys touched you. You swim toward the light. As you come closer, the light becomes two blurry spots of radiance. You settle in behind your eyes and feel your lips already moving, mumbling. Around your body you sense familiar scents and sounds, voices raised in shock and alarm. You take control of your mouth, opening it wide and drawing a great breath.
Hell yeah. Bodhi, Bodhi boy. You are a Nodi La Hoy. Oh my key boy. Oh kitty boy. You get pets cause someone paid. pounding headache drags you most of the way back to your senses. Your vision blurs, and acrid taste fills your parched mouth. The details of the room slowly come into focus, the sounds of an ongoing debate, just an echo.
Are we simply going to wait? What if he never wakes up?
Are those frilled collars stuffed in your ears? If the Watcher's mumblings are right, then Aethys is marching on Ukaizo. We have to move.
In the brief silence, you hear Hazanui Karu's boots scrape against the tile as she paces.
He's seizing power from the very gods who betrayed him, destroying the wheel to make sure they never come back.
She shakes her head and chuckles with grim appreciation.
It's a coup, and we have to muster the strength to stop it.
The unraveling of Kohopa from Tangaloa is our greatest test from the gods, I say. We must live to deserve the world they make for us.
Onakaza rests her chin on her fist and considers.
You bear witness to the work of the gods. It seems they are not finished with you yet.
Are you quite all right?
My finger spasmed.
You have been out of sorts since whatever that was.
Her golden eyes dart over you with concern.
Join our talks, I say. Rational discussion will gust away the ominous smoke rising from Ashen Maw.
Onakaza gestures to you with an open palm.
The Deadfire is no stranger to cataclysm. We can survive by cleaving to a shared purpose, a greater good, Akira.
She looks to each of the envoys in turn.
For what else did the gods place us here? We who have ships and resources enough to make a difference.
Castol glances around the room at the gathered party, his brows climbing.
What we need is brass. Rawatai has ships and cannons aplenty, but the only way I'm sending them is if...
She breaks off at the boom of a door slamming open. Commotion echoes from the entrance hall. As everyone turns towards the noise, her hand strays to her gun. The sound of approaching footsteps grows in volume as a courier scrambles into the throne room, panting and glistening with sweat. His mouth opens and closes like a fish gaping desperately for breath.
Ships have formed a blockade around Queen's Berth. Their commander demands parley with Serpent's Crown.
What? But what about our ships? I must get a message through to the captains.
For what do our enemies paint a target on their hull? This is a stirring bid for my attention.
Onakaza narrows her gaze past the open door.
Send word to my water shapers to drain the sea around the flagship. I would parley on better terms than this.
Onakaza begins to rise, but the courier speaks up ahead of her.
My queen! They fly the colors of pirates! The Principi are...
Well, what have we here?
A confident voice booms from the open door. Yo, Aldis! How's it going? The motley sailors who don't hold the Huana guards at bay with drawn weapons take in some of the more opulent decorations with avid interest. One pirate separates out from the fold, sauntering boldly forward.
Forgive me, Lovesome, but it looks like you're having a party. A rather fine one to which you didn't invite me.
Well, I mean, I was kind of out of it, my bad. She winks, swollen at glinting in the light as she cocks her pistol high above her head.
You painted vagrants are a plague on my tribes. Why should I not hang you from the walls of my garden?
Onakaza grips the handrests of her throne as if ready to vault up and attack.
You should be asking yourself how they got in here in the first place.
She glowers in the direction of the throne.
Oh, I do love when they squabble. But I'm here for neither pleasantries nor entertainment. We've bigger fish to fry. Or should I say gods?
A determined-looking guard inches closer to Aldis from the edge of the court. Without looking, the Principi captain swivels her pistol to aim straight at his chest.
Now everyone just calm down. I promise we won't fire on you at this time. Unless firstly provoked. That is, until once we've safely absconded from the city back to the high seas.
She grins magnanimously.
Then all bets are off again. Aye?
Yes, well, if you have a point, pirate, I suggest you reach it quickly.
We're supposed to take a bunch of pirates at their word?
She crosses her arms, the wooden hand groaning.
Right you are. However...
The narrowed-eyed look she settles on the room is more than a little bloodthirsty.
I'm here because I've got questions, ones that can't wait. And the Lovesome Watcher's the only one likely to answer them nicely.
Listen.
Perkamplanka, this is nonsense. I have no intention of letting Ukaizo fall into the hands of plunderers and thieves.
Ukaizo? What's the lost city of gold got to do with a god on a rampage?
Using the barrel of her gun, she tips her hat back curiously. I'll just be honest. Aethys is going there to break the reincarnation cycle.
Well, fuck, if that doesn't put things into perspective.
Right?
But what's that even mean in the long run? Folks who die won't be coming back again.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't actually know what it means. I'm gonna go with that. It's possible. I don't know. This isn't exactly common.
This is all dark and foreboding sounding. But what's it mean for my soul? I mean, I like the idea of pirating throughout the Great Beyond as much as the next gal. But if, say, I got no awareness after I die, does it even matter what happens?
Ak, of course you have no interest past that of your eyes and your stomach. Let us speak now of what can be done. Must be done. Watcher, you know best of all of us what our options are.
Every cannon in Aora couldn't slow him down.
But, Watcher, you must have some solution. Some insight, at least. A weakness, or...
We have to act quickly. Defending Ukaizo is the highest priority.
A pensive, focused look sharpens the lines in her face. She scratches her cheek with the fingers of her wooden hand.
Our ships are fast and well-equipped. We could sail to the edge of Ondra's mortar. See if Aethys' passage opens a way through the storms.
She narrows her eyes, watching the others.
Of course, finding Ukaizo once we're through is another matter.
I can sense Aethys in Ondra's mortar. My soul calls out from inside him.
That's so. You just might be able to save us.
She scratches her chin, an eager glimmer in her eyes. I repeat, there is nothing you can do to stop him.
We speak of collectively sailing for Ondra's mortar, but this crown will not support any plan that involves a single outsider ship landing on the shores of Ukaizo.
Ruh-roh. A hush falls across the room as Onakaza makes her proclamation.
It is for this moment that the gods test me. Anyone who seeks to cross Ondra's mortar will learn that the gates of Ukaizo are the end of compromise with the Huana.
Can everyone agree to an armistice while we work through this crisis?
I don't mean to let Aethys end us while we bicker. But the fate of Ukaizo is not exclusively a Huana concern.
I think I'm getting the gist of it now.
She rubs the barrel of her gun under her jaw thoughtfully. Then she crooks you with a cunning grin.
While these witless princocks go at each other's throats, we Principi will cut through the storms and plunder the City of Gold.
Okay, you're the exact problem that we have right now.
Whatever Aethys is seeking in those ruins, we'll find it. And then we'll sell it to the highest bidder. That, or me and mine will have front row seats to the end of the world.
That's what'll happen.
If the Huana cannot take back our beginning, then our end fast approaches. The gods will judge us by our devotion to Ukaizo.
I think the gods will judge you by whatever the fuck the gods want to judge you by, because the gods are capricious assholes. But history and your people will judge you by your devotion to your people.
Are you going to guard it as closely as you've guarded your palace today?
He shoots a meaningful stare at the pirates.
Ukaizo was yours once, and you lost it. Meanwhile, the storms that cover Ondra's mortar plague Rauatai too. We will help the Watchers stop Aethys, but we will not leave our country's future in soft hands. We hope the Watcher agrees.
He nods to you.
Watcher, there are two kinds of people in the Deadfire. Those who have called it home since time immemorial, and opportunists.
Yeah. Onikaza glares at the assembled dignitaries.
With Ukaizo under our control, the Huana would restore order as it has not been seen since the days of our ancestors.
She nods slowly, holding your gaze all the while.
Order. And the only question is whether it will be the order of ignorance and tradition, or else of conquest. The secrets to be found in Ukaizo could elevate us all beyond the telling. I will not relinquish that dream so easily.
With that, Castol turns to stride away, his shoulders set in a rigid line. Without so much as a final farewell, Aldis tips her head to her armed crew, and the pirates withdraw as swiftly as they arrive.
Watcher, I say the time to play at freelancing is at an end. Any of us could get you to Ukaizo, but only one of us will stand by your side.
Studying you carefully, Onikaza nods and gestures for her attendants to clear the room. What up? And we have...
With everything going on at once, I wondered if... Gods, if we could talk.
Yes, Maya, we will talk, but that will have to be on the next video. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time in-game. We're here. Bye-bye, everybody.